said Wiimote, dude. I used to love playing Wii
I
Sports.
always call it the Wiimote. Like, in any capacity. Like, the TV remote, my phone to this. In my brain, it's always the Wiimote. Because that's so fucking funny that they were like, you know what we should call this?
The Wiimote.
That's so stupid.
That's like if I made a video game console.
No, literally. It's like somebody at Nintendo was like, you know what we should do?
That'd be really funny.
And then they like came out and they were like, no, that was a joke. That was a prank.
Oh, no, did I not?
I didn't mean it. One time when I was in high school, we had a student newspaper, and one of our like writers, her name was Danny. Actually, I don't know if that was her last name, but her first name was Danny. And one of a snare player on the drum line at my high school, center snare, actually marched at MTSU. Actually,
who is this?
I'll tell you when we're not recording, so I don't like out this person. But he came in behind, like he snuck in behind her one day because they were both writing for the newspaper. And at the top of the articles, it would say like Danny, like staff writer or staff editor, and he deleted it and he wrote Wienerhead where her job title was.
Of course.
And it never got edited and it got published like that.
That's
so
awesome.
Through all of our high school, these little newspapers, Danny, whatever her last name was, Wienerhead.
That's
from
so
the center snare
funny.
player of our marching band, who I think did in fact go to MTSU.
I absolutely love. Where's the ball, Iggy?
I don't know. Iggy, you have to settle in.
She's
and it's because of you. Because you walk in and you freak her out, and then she gets really excited.
It's not my fault. I'm so fun. Look at her. She is just like locked in.
I have a funny story to tell you.
I wish I had a camera angle from this so the viewers could see what the hell I'm looking
Iggy
at
cam.
right now. Oh my god.
The labored breathing is crazy. The labored breathing standing still is crazy.
The fact that neither of her eyes is looking directly at me. They're both going like to the
she
side of me.
She sees like 280. You know what I mean? Like a little more than she should be seeing at all times. I have a funny story to tell you.
Tell me your funny story. Iggy, come here.
So today, this morning, we're going through a really significant change at work that I'm not allowed to talk about publicly, but it's happening and it's really intense. And
you're camping?
Yes. And this morning, the head of HR walks into my office and she's like, "Can I talk to you for a second?"
Oh boy. Uh-oh.
And I was like, "Hey girl, sure." Like trying to be like, "Oh, like good to see you. What's going on?" Like whatever. And she's like, "How's it going?" Which I hate when like, yeah, just tell me why you're mad at me. Don't do the small talk thing. What's going on? And I told her the project I was working on, it's really pissing me off. This client's making me mad, whatever. And she was like, "Oh, I can't stand them, whatever. And then I was like, "What's going on with you, girl? Like, why are you in my office?" And she was like, "I came in here to talk about your man." I was like, "My man?" I was like, "I don't have a man."
That's not Piker.
And she said, "Justin Timberlake." And I said, "Justin Timberlake? What are you talking about?" And she was like, "Oh, no, sorry, Justin Bieber." Because I have 2 giant Justin Bieber cardboard cutouts in my office that were gifted to me via Rachel for my birthday last year.
Hilarious.
One of them is like 10 feet tall. One of them is life size. It's awesome. And all she wanted to do was just talk about Justin Bieber. She was like, "I'm on TikTok, and he's like crashing out." She was like, "He's like not doing really well." And I was like, "Girl, how much time do you have?" And she didn't know anything about like the lore of like him and Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco, but she doesn't know about the P. Diddy stuff that's happening. So she was like, "What about this?" And I was like, "Yeah, I know, it's all about this." So anyway, it was very scary, but she was like, "Just wanted to kiki about Justin Bieber." I stopped her halfway through and I was like, this is really this is all you want to talk to me about? Head of HR going through a gigantic change at work. She's like, "I just want to talk about," she held her Stanley Cup, "I just want to talk about Justin Bieber." I was like, period.
Our head of HR's name is Karen, which
ours is Dana.
Could not. Oh yeah, that's an HR.
Because of course she is.
That's an HR name.
Yeah, duh.
Not any shade
in a good
thrown
way.
No, Dana or Karen's out there, but
no,
those
I
are
live.
very much HR names.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, Karen from HR is crazy.
Yeah.
There's
she's actually really nice.
There's a drag queen that's pretty famous whose drag name is Karen from Finance. It's like, and her gimmick is like being an office girly. Like she looks.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? Karen from Finance.
I might, if I were, all right, we talked about drag names a while ago. Mm-hmm. I've come up with another one just now.
Oh, yeah?
Instead of Karen, it would be Carrion.
What do you mean?
My last name would be D's Nuts.
So stupid. Carrion D's Nuts is crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. You
can make it more, what's the term I'm looking for? Covert, and just say like Carrion D's.
Oh, yeah. Like Lydia B. Collins, who's on the season right now, and then the B in the middle stands for butthole.
Yeah, that's good.
Lydia Butthole Collins.
What a legend.
Crazy. You ready to get started?
You bet.
Did you want to talk about the word kiki? Because I said we were giggling kiking and you pointed at me.
Yeah, well, I now know what that means.
You now know what that is.
Well, the thing, I don't know what the origin of it is. You guys said, the thing that blows my mind about some, like, Gen Z slang is, like, I don't understand where it came from. There's no explanation given to, like, where it came from. I understand why, like, Riz is a thing.
Because
makes
it's charisma.
Total sense.
Sure.
Yes, that is good slang.
Sure.
Because it has a reason.
It's
it
short
shortens
for
the
something.
thing.
Yeah.
It's fun. You can play with it a little bit.
Right.
But also it has a root.
Right.
What does kiki come from?
Now, another thing about Gen Z slang is there's a really, really heavy overlap with queer slang.
Great.
And the term, I don't know where the term kiki comes from. It is not a Gen Z term. It's like a gay from the 80s term. That's like a thing. And somebody in the comments is going to yell at me and correct me, but that's a phrase that's been around for a really, really long time. Gen Z has just stolen it. It's kind of like slay. How, like, people were saying slay way before Gen Z kids were saying
every time
in
you
queer
talk about
spaces.
Santa Claus.
Well, also that. But, like, people were saying that in queer spaces way before Gen Z kids were like, okay, slay. Or, like, period was also, like, a queer, specifically black term. Like, all of that kind of stuff is just co-opted from
When do you think
subcultures.
period started?
What do you mean?
Like
the slang term?
That? Yeah.
A long time before now.
Do you no, I mean, like, I heard it like 10 years ago.
Oh.
Is that about the time you think it started? Or are you saying this shit was in like the 80s
no,
and 90s?
it's like queer subculture that was like very, very not in the public eye for a long time.
Unsurprisingly, I was not heavily in the queer subculture in the 90s. So,
Me either.
Because I was single digit age.
For some of them, was not born. And also was not super tapped into gay stuff until after Bible college.
Right.
So I didn't know most of that stuff either. But it had been around. Like, there was, like, I'm sure footage of, like, Lady Bunny and RuPaul from the 80s saying, like, period and slay. You know what I mean? Like, that already existed
Someone write
a long
in.
time ago.
I just don't know that they're that
I'm going to do a
old.
Google deep dive.
Yeah.
This is interesting.
Someone write in.
I'm all about it. Okay.
At another point, we can talk about our straight gay awakenings. Because they happen at different
Oh my
times.
gosh.
Let's not do it now. Let's get into it. We got Mexican food to eat, dog.
I want to talk about gay
No.
stuff. Homophobic.
Let's talk about the straightest thing ever is getting
Dance
a
moms.
grilled chicken quesadilla and margaritas.
With a tahini rim, por favor.
That's more gay.
Okay, are you ready? Yeah, that's actually very true. Okay, are you ready?
Wait, no, we're not doing the actual content of the episode. Yes, I am.
Okay, great. Welcome back to the Pyramid, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. My name is Amanda, personally, and I tend to be your host every single fucking week, except for the weeks that I choose to not be, you bitch.
Whoa.
Period.
What is with the aggression? The hostility?
Look, we just took 2 weeks off. I'm back with my boy. Iggy's being a freak. It's Friday night.
Dude, she is being a freak.
I'm living my best fucking life.
You know
Who the fuck are you?
Oh, I'm Eli Dipshit, participation wherever it goes.
Okay, great.
Also, had you told me, even just a handful of years ago, hey, Eli, you're going to spend the first Friday night being 35 years old recording a podcast about dance moms while an alien screams at you.
Alien. Yeah,
Look
fair.
at that thing is not of this world.
No, it's not.
Iggy.
She immediately stops crying.
I need you to get it together.
Everybody say happy birthday to Eli, or else.
Happy birthday to Eli or else.
Somebody in the comments on
Literally
Instagram or
said,
TikTok or somebody
"Or
said,
else."
I'm worried about the or else. He
Yeah.
said, I'm a day late, but I'm worried. Happy birthday, Eli.
Yeah.
I'm like, correct. Say happy birthday or else.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, whatever. We're just going to have to ignore her.
If you want to see a couple photos for my birthday, and I regret not taking one because, like, literally all of my favorite people were there except for, like, two. Go to my Instagram. I'll just go ahead and plug it. At Eli_farmer_.
True.
There's a picture of the cake that I got for Patrick.
Yes, I saw.
Because he turned 30.
Iconic.
I laughed out loud as I was talking to the Publix employee that had to write what they did on the cake. So go follow me on Instagram.
Iconic. Are you ready to talk about the pyramids of life?
Yes.
Or pyramid singular?
Well, sort of. I don't have a pyramid.
What do you mean?
I have 3 tops.
You don't have any bottom? I don't believe that, girl.
Girl, it is well documented that I have plenty of bottom.
Girl, I don't know if I believe that. Okay, well, can I talk about my bottom or no? Or is
Yeah.
it weird now?
No, talk about your bottom.
Okay, Slay. I have two.
No. I've always said we balance each other out well.
You know what? I've always said I have enough ass for the two of us. And that's so true. That's evident in my notes for this week that I'm going to pull up right now. Okay, here we go. The first bottom of my pyramid, they have rearranged under the cover of darkness with no warning. They have rearranged the entire structure of my Aldi. Aldi's nuts. I'm livid.
At first I didn't know what you were
pissed.
talking about, but now I do.
Livid.
Oh,
pissed.
yeah, rearranging a grocery
The
store
whole
is crazy.
thing. And not like,
That's crazy.
oh, they've just, it's like everything is in a different spot except the freezer stuff. Because the freezers can only be in like one spot. I'm so upset. And
Yeah.
I'm going to get used to it. I'm going to get over it. And I do think that the Aldi by my house, like, is like kind of old. Or it's not old. The layout inside just wasn't being updated like the other ones I was seeing on the internet. And I was like, my Aldi's not
You're
that
looking
nice.
up Aldi on the internet?
Mm-hmm. I'm down bad for Aldi. I love
Chat,
her.
what are we doing here?
I love her. And so then I was like, so the Aldi looks like old as fuck and like whatever, but like it
More
has
like oldie.
it has charm, so like who cares? But then I went in and I was in a rush. I like had to get groceries for something I was on the way to. Oh, I was on the way to book club and I was like, I need to pick up a snack for book club.
Sure.
Walked in,
I mean, you were already going to be there.
earth falling away.
Oh,
Entire
yeah.
reality shaken.
Oh,
Where
yeah.
the fuck? It literally felt like I was in the Twilight Zone.
I was about to say, it might feel like you're in the wrong spot.
No, literally.
Did
I was
walk
like, where
into
the
wrong
fuck
store?
am I? And I'm going to get over it. But they didn't even tell us, like, new whatever's coming your way.
What, a fucking phone call?
Yeah, maybe. And if I want a flyer in the mail, is that too much to ask? No. Because they send me their coupons. So you
Okay.
can send a little thing that says, hey, Diva, P.S., we're changing literally everything you know to be true in this life. And they did it, and I'm pissed. So that's my first... Oh, well, what were you going to say?
I'll come up with one very minor bottom.
Oh, I didn't start this one.
Is
Keep
when
going.
people say coupon instead of coupon. The word is coupon. It is C-O-U-P. Coop.
C-Hoopy? No, I'm just kidding.
Coupon, not coupon. What are you doing
A
there?
coupon, yeah.
What are Q doing there?
Period.
Go ahead.
The other one is, you're not going to know what this is because you're not on TikTok, but the girls and the gays are loving my shit, and they will understand what I'm saying.
Hey, yeah.
Brendan Abernathy can suck these nuts. He
Yeah,
is the
Brendan.
he is the married in a year in the suburbs with a kid on the way in 3, the guitar player. I'll show you his video later. I haven't felt hatred for a man on the internet like that in a long time. I cannot stand him. And then he made a video of like, this is a song I put out, this is like blah 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 whatever. Went out like into the internet to tell everybody what the tea was, and it made me hate him even more. So anyway, Brendan Abernathy, you suck shit. Your music is bad. Who's gonna pay for that electrical bill that you're running up?
Iggy.
What did you set it to?
70. You know it's in the upper 60s outside. You have it warmer in here than you do outside.
You know, well, it's cheaper. Anyway, Brendan Abernathy, suck these nuts. Do you have a middle of a pyramid? Or
Nope.
do I just need to keep talking about myself? Okay,
Yeah.
great.
You go off, queen.
Okay, thanks, King. The middle of my pyramid, I went to my grandma's house on Monday.
Don't do that.
On Monday of this week. My grandma on Monday of this week. It was Memorial Day. And my whole entire family was there. All my mom's family, the ones that we still talk to.
Right.
And I have such a complicated relationship with being from the South. I have a very complicated relationship with being a Southern woman. But, like, God damn it, sometimes I do love being from the South. Like, my family just, like, speaks in such an insane way to one another. And I've said this on the podcast before, but everybody in my family thinks that they're the funny one. So we're all giggling, we're all having a good time, and we sound... Most of us in the room have achieved some degree of secondary education. Like, we're all almost adults. The youngest person is a freshman in high school. Everybody else is a grown-ass adult. Adult. And everybody except my Nana has a college degree in that room. So we're not, people who live under a rock. But we act like it. And the South is incredibly problematic. The South has a lot to account for. The South has a lot of retribution to pay and all this kind of stuff. And they're, it's rife with incredibly problematic history and practices and stuff.
You're right.
But I'm like, God damn, I love being from the South. I love my Southern family specifically.
Pulled pork and mac and cheese.
Dude,
and sweet tea.
and just everything on the plate being the same color. Not a vegetable in sight.
You want to know what's real funny?
Awesome.
My breakfast this morning, it was all like yellow and tan.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We actually did pulled pork on Memorial Day. Like, because that's what you do.
Right. Oh,
You know what I mean?
my thumb just hit my left nut and it kind of hurt. I slapped my
Oh my God.
hand down on my leg and
I'm offering complex cultural commentary and you're like,
I'm
D's
the
nuts.
other half of the South.
That's
the side with like culture on the side that
doesn't
kicks
have
myself in the nuts.
Well,
and,
right.
Yeah.
Well, right.
Is
okay.
a moron.
Done talking about myself. What is one of your 3 tops, allegedly?
I don't know which one I want to do first.
Oh my God. Do the one that's the least top of all the tops. Save the
Ooh,
best
that's
for
tough.
last.
I will save the best for last. Let me do 2 then.
Okay.
I'll do the first 2 and then I'll save the best one for last.
Okay.
The grand reveal.
Okay, great. So excited.
Firstly, this past weekend, my birthday weekend, but more importantly, it's Memorial Day weekend. Not because I'm like some huge like military person, but if you served
Sure.
in the military, thank you for your service.
Sure.
And if you lost someone in the military,
Sure.
yeah,
Totally.
heart goes out.
Sure.
However, in my world, the more important reason for Memorial Day weekend is the fact that my birthday's that weekend.
Yep.
And 3 of my other best friends' birthdays are like within 6 days of each other.
And also my mom.
So shout out to my best friends and also your
And
mom.
also my mom.
Patrick and Leah came and visited. Patrick turned 30. Chris and I turned 35. Grant turned 36. What a geezer, am I right?
No.
And so
my mom turned 60.
Oh, that's so young.
I know. Both of my parents are turning 60 this year. Within like 3 weeks of each
They'll
other.
catch up to me soon.
Unrelated.
So we did like a housewarming party on Friday night. I got like a cake, and we all like just so many people I love were there, and it was awesome. And then you cooked us brunch Saturday morning.
Risked life and limb. And also,
the bacon didn't survive, but that's okay.
Also, can I say something so insane that you're going to make fun of me for forever?
I don't
for
make
free
fun of
on
you
the
for
internet?
almost anything.
But you might.
You do in your own head, and you also make fun of me for everything. And so you just think that it's reciprocated, and it straight up isn't.
Sometimes it's my humor. It's my coping mechanism. I was making bacon that morning because I knew that what I was providing wasn't high enough in protein content.
That's awesome.
And I was like, this is
appreciate
all
that.
bread and sugar and a little bit of ham. We got to have something else on this board specifically for this one. Burnt the shit out of that bacon. Almost set my house on fire.
It wasn't exactly the color it was supposed
It was
to be.
ash. It was a tray of ash. It was so bad. Smoke alarms went off, running around my house. Anyway, unrelated. But that's the reason I made it. I made it
No,
for
I appreciate
you. I was
that.
like, we need more protein for Mr. Farmer. And
Oh,
then,
yeah.
And then it didn't work, so sorry.
I appreciate the thought.
My bad, King.
But anyway, the rest of the board, like you made a breakfast charcuterie board.
True.
And it looked so good.
Yep.
Like these little mini stacks of pancakes with a toothpick and a blueberry through them. And
Yep.
it was just dope.
I
was
go
so great.
hard for a snack
Go
board.
hard in the motherfucking paint.
In the paint for the snack board.
Yeah, then I went off with some of my friends and we stayed at Yeehaw and then Fat Bottom literally all
Love
day.
Fat Bottom.
All day. We were at Fat Bottom for I think 7 hours.
Nice.
We shut that place down.
Hell yeah.
And like some other friends came and joined us. We then went out to brunch at ML Rose, one of my favorite brunch spots. And so many people were there. Chris brought his wife and their like newborn daughter. She's like 5 weeks old. Her name's Daisy. She's so cute. And then Grant and Hannah came, brought their 2 kids. Like, it was just such a like great thing. That's when I forgot to take the picture because I'm a fucking idiot. That could be the middle of my pyramid. I forget to take pictures at places.
Because you're so in the moment.
Because I'm so in the
Yeah.
moment. And then afterwards, I'm like, God damn it, I wanted a picture there.
Yeah.
We almost left Friday night when we had a bunch of people over because like people were like walking out the door. And I was like, wait, no!
Come back. We have to take a picture.
Picture.
Yeah.
So we did. Anyway, and then probably the crowning jewel of the weekend was going to Patterson House with Patrick, Leah, and you. And our server that you made laugh, and then I ruined after the fact.
Well, I also made him pissed. when I was like, we can all sit here in silence while I think about what I want.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he did not like that.
But that was funny.
Yeah, our server was just not having a good night. I guess
I clocked his tea. He was being an asshole.
he was kind of being a dick. And
Yeah.
Amanda made him laugh, and then we thought we had some momentum going, and then it came to a screeching halt.
Yeah.
But it was still a really good time.
True.
So anyway, Memorial Day weekend, one of the tops of my pyramid. The second of three is that my boss legitimately had my fucking back the other day.
Okay, period, boss.
It has
Love
come
that.
to the point where, like, okay, so without going into too much tea, because I don't know if any of my coworkers listen to this.
You
but
got
like,
5 minutes before the camera shuts off.
I can do it in 3. Boy, if I had a nickel. And so I won't go into too much detail, but there's some confusion about job responsibilities.
Sure. Lanes.
Among the
who
team
does what,
and who's
yeah.
supposed to do what, particularly with like my role and my employees' roles. And so when I ask them to do something, they're like, "Wait, isn't that your job?" And I'm like, "Motherfucker, I'm your boss. Like, what are you doing here?"
Right.
Like, that's not your question to ask.
Well, sure.
And so it's this whole deal. And so I was talking to my boss about it, and she was just like, they're being crazy right now. You're in the right. And she's like, and I will tell them as such. Like, she's like legit got my back, which
Nice.
is not something I would have said.
No, yeah.
Even like a couple months ago.
Right.
But she is like going to bat for me and
Nice.
everything. And she's like, "Hey, you little shits. Like,
Get it together.
Get your stuff together.
Get your
Yeah.
shit together, yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
Nice.
I'm playing a dangerous game here. Iggy has calmed down, and I have reinitiated
Oh, she's so sweet.
physical contact.
I love her.
Getting her the lightest little butt
Sweet little
scratches.
baby.
What's the other top of your pyramid, son? No.
I thought you were going to do your... Oh. Should I do all 3 then?
Yeah,
Okay.
why not?
The third top of my pyramid is that I am an uncle.
Love.
My little brother FaceTimed me this morning. I was still in bed.
Nice.
Because my sister-in-law has a child,
Little baby.
and I guessed the name correct. They were not
LeBron.
telling anyone. It is LeBron.
Well, right.
But his middle name is James.
Well, it has to be contractually, legally.
Well, for a couple reasons. One, because
Yeah.
of LeBron. But I think
right.
also when Jacob was like much younger, this was legitimately 20 plus years ago,
Mm-hmm.
he went through a very short phase where he wanted to change his name to James.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I clocked that, and I was like, okay, first they're going to want some Irish name because Chandler's family.
Oh, sure.
And then something from Jacob's world is going to go in there, and I am very confident it's going to be the name James. I mean, and we did, so at...
And also, you know your brother.
well, at their baby shower, they had these cards where you guess, like,
Right.
the name, the height, the weight, the whatever
Yeah.
else, or, like, the length, I
yeah,
think
the
they say.
length, yeah.
And I whiffed on the length and weight,
Well,
but
right.
I nailed the name. I was like, some Irish shit and also James
Nice.
is literally what I said.
Did Sam clock it or no?
I don't remember what he put, but I don't think so.
You don't think he got it right?
I don't think anyone else guessed James.
Idiots.
I
Lame
know
idiots.
I know it. Totally
Telling
got
you.
it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Congratulations on
Yeah.
being an uncle.
This is a cute baby.
I believe it.
Some babies are very much not. This is a very cute baby.
I totally believe it. Speaking of siblings having babies, and Neely and I were just talking about the
What?
idea of having
Oh.
children. No. We were just talking about it a couple weeks ago. And I don't want to tell, oh my God, that's the cutest baby I've ever seen in my life, maybe. Oh, that blanket's really cute, too.
I know the little duckies on it.
Cutie.
know.
So sweet.
We're not posting the picture. Sorry.
No, absolutely not. No. Neely and I were talking about the idea of having kids, and I don't want to spill my sister's tea, but we both have like opinions about having babies that you can probably guess. And
You want lots of them.
totally. I can't. I was about to make a joke, and I literally can't because I'm gonna throw up. But I told Neely because she was like, I don't know. I just feel like I should be feeling A, B, and C things, whatever. And I feel like if I don't feel A, B, and C things, then it's gonna be a disappointment to our parents. And I was like, well, that's not totally fair. Like, you have to remember, like, mom and dad have never said that to you. You are assigning them this belief. You have no reason to think
You're
that they would think that.
MSUing. You're making shit up.
They've literally never said anything even close to that to you, directly to you.
For Southern parents, that is surprising.
It's incredibly surprising. And she was like, I don't know, I just like don't want to disappoint them. And I said, Well, I feel something similar because I can't even think about having kids. You have to listen to me. You can't be distracted by the dog.
She's about to start screaming, but I am listening.
Okay, because this is funny. And I was telling Neely, like, I understand where you're coming from. I also feel like sometimes I might be disappointing mom and dad, but I can't even think about the idea of having kids because I don't have a man. So it's like I can't even think about having kids without thinking about having a man. You know what I mean? So like
Sure.
I also feel like I could be disappointing mom and dad. And my sister goes, yeah, but mom and dad expect you to disappoint them. Like as
Get fucking roasted.
as much as I am a roaster of people in my life, my sister is like
brutal.
I've said this, I think I've said this before, but I'm gonna say it again. I am like, if you were to assign like a physical action to me roasting people, it's like a slight like punch to the arm like every 2 hours. And it's like, oh my God, stop. That like kind of hurts. Stop. My sister never does it, but when she does it, it's a punch to the nose. And she never misses. You know what I mean? It's like, she doesn't do it that often, but when she does, it's like...
It's a haymaker.
She clears. She's the same one who, when we were talking about my dad's sister passing away, I said, like, I have to die before you because I can't fathom the idea of grieving you. And she said, you probably will.
It's not even a roast.
No. And she's like, well, I'm just being honest. I'm like, okay, awesome. Thanks, Neil. Appreciate it.
That's awesome.
Guess who forgot to start the timer? Me. I'm going to guess, 20 minutes left, maybe?
Yeah.
Let's guess. The top of my pyramid, I have a couple of littles, just like fun things. I took my parents to see a show for their joint Mother's Day, Father's Day present.
Sure.
We went to see a Huey Lewis and the News cover band. It was
did.
fucking dope. And it was at City Winery. My parents do not drink alcohol. And I feel weird drinking around them, even though they don't care. But we racked up that $25 per person minimum on Diet Coke and French fries. It was awesome. And my dad was like really living his best life. He was like, they were so good. They were just like the original. He was like, that was awesome. Like they were living their best life. And it was also sold out. It was like all people my parents' age, like, and me, the youngest person, rocking the fuck out at the Huey Lewis and News cover band's concert. That was awesome. Also, I have been living for people in the gym who shake ass between sets.
Yes. I saw a guy doing that the other day, actually.
I love it. It kills me.
Hang on. I got to demonstrate.
I'm scared.
This guy, So anyway, he does
They
his
can
set.
hear you, don't worry.
He's doing like real heavy, like he's kind of like a bigger guy.
Sure.
He's like jacked head to toe,
Sure.
and he does like a real hard set of like curls like this.
Right.
In between sets, he's literally like.
Yeah, I love people like that. They kill me. I'm
he'll like go back to like thinking about his.
Yeah,
set.
and then he's like, okay, I have to get after it
Then
again.
He's just like.
Yeah.
All right, and he puts the dumbbells back up.
I saw a woman who I think is probably like a competitive bodybuilder because she was doing like those poses and stuff in the mirror in between
Some
sets.
people just do that.
I mean, maybe, but she looked yacked as fuck.
Looks the part. I do them and I don't.
She was getting down the other day, and I was like, that's like so fun. That's so fucking cool. And I always want to know what people are listening to. And like, if you have to stop in between sets and shake ass, what are you listening to?
Tchaikovsky.
Yeah, I guess. But there's that, and there was one other thing. I have discovered about myself as I have like gotten older and have gotten like more established in like my life. I don't enjoy like making plans every night of the week like I used to.
Same, girl.
I have started becoming a homebody, and I kind of live a little bit. It's kind of nice because I sit right where you're sitting. I put my feet up on the couch because I'm the height of that couch. And I get my little Switch, and I play Hello Kitty Island Adventure, and I watch Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. And I was vegging after work one day for like 4 hours, doing nothing but those two activities. And I was like, I used to go out all the time. Like, and this was like a couple months ago. I would make plans with people every single night of the work week. And then I was like, why am I such a raging bitch all the time?
Well, it's also expensive.
It's also very expensive.
To do stuff.
So I can just sit at home, and that's also been really nice.
I saw on Memorial Day on Monday, like Patrick and Leah left town. I'd seen all like my friends that are in town, blah, blah. I went to the gym, and I played the Oblivion remaster for 7 or 8 straight hours.
Because it's your birthday, and fuck you.
I ate an entire pizza.
Nice.
and
That's
I went to
awesome.
bed at a reasonable hour.
Well, like 9:30.
It was the best day I've had in months.
That's so real. That's actually so real. Like, I used to think if I'm not constantly hanging out with people, my friendships will die. That
Yeah.
used to be kind of like my fear. Not true with quality friends.
No, exactly.
And I also, like, I just had a bestie slide in yesterday who I have not seen since Christmas, who was like, who's still currently a teacher. And she was like, okay, school year's over. When is the absolute soonest that you and I can hang out? Like, you know what I mean? Like, with good people, that's not a fear anymore.
One of my best friends, Scott, I see him 3 times a year.
Yeah.
At the draft.
Yeah.
And then 2 other random times.
Rando
I'll go
times,
to
yeah.
Chattanooga one time. He'll come here one time.
Yeah. But he's your best friend.
Yes.
Like,
That's
because
how I
it's a
am with-
quality person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Patrick, I will also only see a handful of times
True.
a year. Best
yeah.
friend.
Yeah. It's
great.
crazy. Me, sees constantly, hates me.
Yeah, Amanda
How-
sees her at least once a week. Cannot stand
Cannot stand her. Hate that bitch.
I would
Okay.
never say that. That's a gendered slur.
Are you? Oh my god. Well, fair. Me being like, oh, that's so annoying that you wouldn't call me a bitch. Like, what the fuck, Amanda?
If words come out of my mouth, Amanda's not happy about them.
It's like, it's a problem. Are you ready to talk about this episode?
You bet your bottom dollar I am.
Okay, yes, we are talking about season 4, episode 29, 45-second solos, aka Are Those Rollers Attached to Abby's Head? Previously on, we're on the road to nationals. We have Nia and Maya, or Nia's Maya solo, the Seven Dwarves number. Chloe has a thing wrong with her foot. Also Sarah. Also beef between Carmen and Chloe via Abby. That's all. They're not connected. Previously on, as in the last 6 months. This is what the show has covered.
the previously on
not
is never,
last week. It's just previous.
Just at some point in the past, this shit happened.
At some episode that's not this one.
Well, it's good because they're like priming. Obviously, it's reality TV.
Right. They're reminding you so
You're
that
like,
they can
hey,
execute.
this is about to maybe come back. Who
Right.
knows?
Well, right.
They showed Sarah, and I out loud just went, God damn it.
Yeah, same. I was like, fuck.
That means Christ, he's coming along for the ride.
And she's on her shit this week. She pisses me
Well,
off.
sort of.
Also, I have a hole in the bottom of my sock, and it feels weird sensationally. You see that?
Oh, yeah. I was looking at your toes. I was like, I don't think so. Dude, all right, so speaking of feet,
Hole.
you have, like...
I'm scared.
Br-
Sorry, speaking of feet,
Take a drink every time I start a sentence and Amanda says I'm scared.
I'm sorry.
No, every time
Speaking of feet, what?
So, yeah, I intentionally say it in a weird way.
Okay.
And you know the follow-up is not going to be weird. It is getting to be, like, warmer out, and so, like, inevitably some of the women I follow on Instagram are, like, posting, like, the hot dogs or leg style pictures,
Well,
you know?
yeah.
Or they'll have, like, anytime they do one of those, or, like, their dog's head is on their lap and they take, like, this picture from this angle or
my
whatever.
dogs.
If there is any sort of foot in the picture, I, like, will think what you would say, like, wow, giving away dogs for free. It pops in my... I don't say that to people.
On the
so
internet,
that's
you're giving out
crazy.
pictures of your dogs for free?
Exactly. And so I almost said it to, like, this this person I don't know very well, because this is the first one because there was a dog in the picture, and I was like, wow, dogs for free?
I shouldn't do that. Just kidding. That's so funny.
Yeah.
With it becoming the summer, this was almost the bottom of my pyramid. I had to do the absolute unthinkable this morning. It's fine, and I know it's an elective
Shave your
thing.
legs.
I had to shave my legs this morning.
Wow, I totally fucking
And
shot in the dark.
Let me tell you, I do not shave my legs on purpose from the month of
Don't say November.
October to June. Because it's not unsanitary,
Oh, I'm not saying it is.
but it'd be long. And it'd be manly, some might say. And I know that I'm going to the pool on Sunday, and I was like, if I don't do it today, I'm not going to have time tomorrow, because tomorrow is my parents' surprise birthday party, and I don't want to do it Sunday morning, because then what if I get razor burn and I'm going out in the sun? Fuck me. So I
can't help but
shaved my
notice you
legs.
said I'm going to the pool and not we're going to the pool.
We're going to the pool.
Damn right we
I'll
are.
shave my legs.
Hell yeah.
Pissed. Not that you're going pissed. I had to shave my legs.
Maybe I'll shave my legs too.
But here's the thing: is that then I also wax. So once I get the first shave out of the way, once it grows back however much, a wax takes no time and it stays off for a long time.
A wax a day keeps the leg hair away.
But it's like when you have a beard and you have to like trim it and then shave it, and then it's like a whole thing. You know what I mean? Because my leg hair gets that long. Anyway, okay, we need to talk about what we're here to talk about. Okay, pulling up my notes once again. Congratulations. Oh, so, okay, let me back up. Sorry, I'm skipping a bunch of notes here on
Mirror
accident.
room.
Sorry. In the mirror room, in Pennsylvania, duh. We hear that this is the dance recital week. I'm so
No.
sorry. I won't say it. I'm not saying dance concert. I'm going to say dance recital. I'm really sorry. Dance concert doesn't mean anything.
Well, if
It's
you say
recital.
dance recital, I'm not going to know what you're talking about.
I believe
That's
in
not
you.
what it was called in the episode, Amanda.
Oh my God. I have every ounce of faith in you. You can figure it out. You're smart. Abby describes the tickets to this as being the hottest ticket in town.
I laughed out loud when she said that.
Which-
I was like, you live in Pittsburgh. The Steelers play there.
Yeah, come on, girl. Rachel was like in the living room while I was watching it, and she heard that, and she's kind of giggled to herself. And then every time she brought up the dance concert, she would go, "That's the hottest ticket in town." Did you know that? That's really funny. Cameron is here this week. We haven't seen Cameron in many, many weeks, but
It's
she
been a while.
appears, and she's going to do a solo. And Christine, her talking head, is like, "That's bullshit. Chloe beat Cameron. Why is she here?" Which
Yeah,
I
how
don't
are we
totally
not done with this?
I don't understand that defense because Maddie beats all the kids and they're all still here. So
Well,
her not
yeah.
being on the team is a better reason for her not to be here. Not why is she here? Chloe beat her.
Well, she beat her, and she isn't on the team, so like she wasn't good enough to be on the team. So why is she back here again?
Sure, yeah, fair enough. And then we
You know who I miss? Fucking Kalani.
Yeah, and her mom, Kira, baddie, Republican baddie. We can acknowledge
Yeah.
a baddie, yet problematic.
Give me 15 minutes. I'll change Kira's
Oh
mind.
God.
Oh, so you could say that about Hassan Piker or a
Whoa,
million
whoa,
other men?
whoa!
Give me 15 minutes. I'll change your life.
I'm not saying I'll change their life socio-politically. I'm not going to change their worldview. No. I'm saying other things. I'm not going to
What are
fuck
you
a
saying,
Republican. I don't want to talk about this with you anymore. This is getting... People are hating on me. And also, this is so embarrassing. Somebody in my friend group at work didn't know who Hassan Piker was. And somebody brought it up to me and was like, "Amanda, did you hear that Hassan Piker got detained?" And one of our newer coworkers was like, "Who's Hassan Piker?" The whole table
Looked right at you.
to me. And I was
Right at
like, how much time do you have? How much do you want to know? Anyway, okay. Congratulations. Abby's even the congratulations last week on the overall high score. I have no idea how in the ever-loving fuck the Seven Dwarfs number got first. Who cares? Whatever. Here we are.
There must have been just nothing else.
And because all the other numbers were just not there. Like, there's literally, there's no
saying.
other reason.
Also, why the fuck is Christy here? When I saw her,
know.
I
I
was
cannot
just
stand
like,
her.
how are we still
How are you here?
doing this?
How are you back?
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
We get to the Pyramid of Children. The bottom of the pyramid, which is not really, again, it's like 2, 2, and 1, but whatever. Bottom of the pyramid is Chloe. She missed a day for a doctor's appointment, so she wasn't there. Whatever. Christy is like, well, Chloe needed to rest, but
Abby's like, yeah, I know that, but she didn't do anything, so she can't be above someone else.
right, okay, whatever. The next worst child is Mackenzie. Abby says she needs to have a bigger face, like have more facial expressions.
I imagined that her face just tripled in size.
No, she needs to have bigger facial expressions, and she needs to look up more and like make eye contact with the judges. She was a little late in one number or like one moment in a number. Actual feedback, totally fair.
Never met her, but it's good to hear.
Yeah, for real. The middle of the pyramid is Kendall. Abby's like, you let your own teammate beat you, and she says, I don't need a second place 11-year-old. I need a first place 11-year-old.
And Jill literally says, you have a first place 11-year-old.
Clocks it.
Like, it's Maddie.
And Abby is like, she like, doesn't have a reason.
She says something along the lines of, well, you need to still be getting
Shut
first.
up. Yeah. And Jill says, well, she's second place. So if Maddie wasn't there, she would be first place.
Wasn't that the case in Nationals last year?
Yeah. It's always the case. So it's like, Jill actually has a valid point. Kind of a surprise.
Yeah.
Let's see. Maddie is next. On the pyramid, Abby says she's excited. She's had an exciting couple of weeks. She has some opportunities on the table.
Yeah, whatever.
She's like solo at Nationals, whatever.
Don't
blah, blah,
care.
blah. And
Let's
top,
get to the goddamn top of the pyramid, huh?
Nia, let's
Yes.
fucking go. Nia, let's fucking go. Also, speaking of let's fucking go, I posted on the group Instagram account today a story. I have finally, thank fuck, made it to the side of TikTok where I get Dr. Holly Thirst edits.
I'm surprised you didn't make that.
No, I didn't. I swear to God. And I just got it organically on my TikTok and it posted on the story. It was and I'm not gonna lie, pretty exciting experience.
So I did hear correctly, by the way, last week that this was Nia's first time ever being the first overall high score for the competition.
Yes, not in
for
her age
group.
division.
She's only done that like a couple times, once or twice before.
Right.
This is her first time being the overall high score winner at the whole
Right.
damn thing. She locked that shit down.
There's a picture, a listener emailed us a couple weeks ago about that the upcoming episode. A picture of Nia she got a crown for that number, which was like not shown, which is kind of annoying. But there's a still of her from like a YouTube video of like someone else posting it where she's getting her crown and she's sobbing. Like she looks like it's very, like she can't keep it together. She's not pretty crying at all. It's like very sweet. This week we're doing a new group number at the dance concert. Do we know why? No. It's called The Heist. Okay,
cool
great.
name for a number.
Cool name for a number. Cool name for, hear me out, indoor drumline. Sounds like it
Yes.
would be easy to do.
I'm so confident I've seen that show
For sure.
before.
For sure. If it can be a fourth grader's birthday party theme, it can be an indoor drumline theme. And I've always said that.
If it could be a 4-minute silent film, it could be an indoor drumline show.
Yeah, in a different, or I was going to say silent in a different language, but also a foreign film. If it could be a foreign film, it could be an indoor drumline routine. Abby says that the heist, don't worry, it's genre bending. It's everything.
Yeah, is it lyrical? No. Is it jazz?
No.
Is it tap? No.
No.
Is it everything?
Yes. And she's like, it's awesome. I'm like, okay, whatever.
All right.
No one looks as enthused as Abby is, if you can imagine that.
Also, as soon as she says this whole thing's going to be about my mom, Melissa starts crying fucking immediately.
Everyone is like, she says,
I'm so over it.
but like, I understand what she's saying, that like this night is serving as a memorial to her mother, and we find out later there's a dinner afterward. Like I get what she's saying, but the way that she frames it after revealing what the number is the heist, and it's about my mom. I was like, was your mom a jewel thief? Like,
yes,
what do you
I
mean?
hope so.
It's like so weird. Melissa immediately crying, like you were saying,
Just
crazy.
so fast. Like, dude, Melissa, you've never shown that much emotion for your own children.
No. Not for the younger of the two, for sure.
No.
But not even for Maddie. No. If Maddie starts crying, she's like, suck it up, weak-ass idiot.
Yeah.
Like, very
you didn't
different
get to
vibe.
the top by having feelings. Shut up.
Yeah, for real. We get a flashback to like the last time that we saw Mrs. Miller. There's like a montage of her moments. It is like all the kids crying. It is very sad. Like there's like a little moment. And Abby says that as a part of the dance concert, there's going to be a 45-second like audition, quote unquote. Like, oh my God, sorry.
Here we go.
It's the LaCroix. It's the summer.
The LaCroix.
It's the summertime. I'm drinking my LaCroix.
I just don't know how you drink that.
It's so fun.
It's
I
just
love
not
it.
good.
It's so good. You just don't know how to have fun.
It's literally like someone ate a strawberry and burped in a can.
Yeah. It's awesome. And your
Okay.
point? When I'm really on my freak shit, I'll just get San Pellegrino, no flavor, sparkling water. And that's
Insane.
also awesome.
No, what you should do is drink like a quarter of that and then just pour vodka
Vodka,
into
I
it.
knew you were going to say that. Yeah, don't worry. I have a fuck ton of White Claws for the pool on Sunday, so I'll be on my
Malibu?
freak shit again. I don't, but Rachel does.
Didn't I buy a Malibu?
Oh,
Am I
wait.
crazy?
No, somebody brought Malibu to my party on Friday, and I did keep it. I think. We can talk about that later. That's completely unrelated to our internet content. Abby says all the children are performing 45-second solos that will serve as an audition for nationals or whatever. But she's like, I don't want to know what you pick. You have to pick something that's pre-existing. I don't want to see it. I'm not going to rehearse them with you.
Pick your favorite choreo, be good
Do
at
your
it,
thing.
and that's it.
And she says, I will be executioner, judge, and jury, which is not the order of those words for the correct
Judge,
phrase.
jury, and executioner.
Right, but
first.
whatever.
Secondly, I kind of like this idea.
I don't hate
She's
it.
like, listen, I got a lot of shit going on. Let's
Figure it
see
out.
your best. Now you've had time to like, you've done it on stage. You've gotten critique about it. Now let's see you improve from that.
Right, and if
Who's
I'm
going to be the best of the best for nationals?
Yeah.
You guys figure it out. Take ownership.
If I'm diabolically awful like Abby, and I'm like, well, and you bitches don't even like me, rehearse with another teacher. That's also a good reason and like a good opportunity for them to work with somebody who's not Abby. Abby then tells Kendall that she needs to lock in
Yeah.
because somebody.
Did you see the DM just now? Me too.
Olive, shouts out, Diva.
Yeah, what's up, Olive?
Responded to the thirst edit. Amanda, you are living my dream. That's awesome. Some of y'all are freaks in my personal DMs. People be sending me thirst edits of Hassan Piker. People be sending me shirtless pictures of Youngblood. It's awesome. Keep up the freaky shit. My @ is not Amanda B _. Please come be a freak in my DMs. I'm begging.
Also, speaking of people knowing what's happening right now, Colin just texted me, and he said he's at one of their friend's place in Denver, and he says having a real life dance moms experience at our friend's niece's dance recital.
That's awesome. Also, when we went around the table at Patterson House and said what our tops, middles, and bottoms of the last year were, I was like, wait, this is kind of awesome. I think I'm living.
The fuck's going on?
It's the water. I know it sounds freaky. Abby says that Maddie does not have to audition. She doesn't have to do this 45-second bullshit thing because she's like, you're a shoo-in for national solo.
Yes.
You get out of this.
Correct.
And then Abby's like, hey, Kendall, you need to lock in because Maddie could be gone for a job.
This might be
during
your chance.
nationals, so you could be runner-up.
Well, also, if she's runner-up, she'd be getting a solo anyway because there's 2 solos.
Well, right. Doesn't make any fucking sense. Yeah. She just wants to make sure Chloe knows she sucks.
Yeah.
That's really all it is.
And hey, Chloe, by the way, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, Chloe, a couple of these for the road. Yeah.
Here's your choreography for the week.
Yeah. And Abby in her talking head says that she's got 2 solos to give out for nationals. We never hear about that for the rest of the episode. She never tells the girls, but allegedly that's the truth.
Yeah.
Moms go upstairs to the Lido deck.
Well, I guess the assumption, is that Maddie's getting one of them, and the other is for the rest of you plebes.
Yeah, peons. Yeah, exactly. The girls are rehearsing the heist group number, and Abby in her talking head says that the number is all about her mother's diamond ring.
She always deserved a bigger diamond. Tell your father that? I don't know.
Confused.
Yeah,
very confusing.
That seems like she's grasping at straws.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. They're like, let's see if we can exploit your mother's death anymore. And she's like, but I want to do jewel heist group number. Jewel heist. And they're like, make it work.
Yeah, figure it out. She's
okay, great.
All right.
Yeah, whatever. Somebody steals the diamond and the group number and whatever.
It's a cute group number.
Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't have to be related to your mom, but okay. Cameron is getting pulled to the front in different moments. Abby's like, come here. And then she sends Chloe to the back during different blocking moments. And Christy's pretty pissed. And she's like, I heard a rumor at the competition where Chloe beat Cameron that Abby went up to the judges and contested Chloe's scoring because she didn't think that Chloe should have won. She thought it should be Cameron. Everyone's like, what? What do you mean? And she's like, you know what? Is this when she calls her?
Yeah, Jody's mom is like, well, that's not what happened.
Yeah,
and
Jody's
like, yeah. I'll call the literal competition.
So she calls a man named Francisco, probably gay, calls a man named Francisco and is like, hey, Francisco. And he's like, hey, Christy. And she's like, here's what I've heard. Can you confirm or deny? And he says that Abby was not happy with the win from Chloe.
Yeah.
And thought that Cameron should have won. Basically just confirms the whole thing.
Yeah.
And Christy in her talking head is like, I've been telling these bitches for years this is what's been going on. Nobody's believed me, but here's the proof.
Here's actual proof. They had really good assumptions before. It's pretty why else would she go up to the judges and ask why her own student beat another one of
her own students? Yeah, who
crazy.
Cares?
But yeah, now the competition's that's exactly what happened. That's
right.
For a teacher to do that is bonkers.
Yeah, it's evil. It's maliciously
yes,
evil. I hate that.
Yeah, she's like, I hate the fact that one of my own students won, and I'm going to do everything in my power to take that away from her.
I hate the fact that one of my students believes in themselves. That can't happen.
Yeah, well, we can't have that around
Can't
here.
have them be too confident.
Not at the Abby Lee Dance Company, no.
No way.
The Dance Center for Performing
For the Performing Arts. But then Christy says that the best revenge is success.
True.
And then we cut to a commercial.
Can't have much success with a bum foot, though.
I know, yeah. That doesn't necessarily pan out, but it is a good line.
Yeah, I like it.
We come back from commercial, and Abby is in her talking head saying that
there was a quick shot of Gia right at the beginning of this, and she looks like shit. She's a bad person. So
Read. the doll.
She walks in. She looks like she hasn't slept in weeks.
She probably hasn't.
Because the evil is taking over. She made a deal with the devil, and now he's slowly taking her soul from her.
No, totally. Rotten from the inside out.
Yeah.
That's real.
Gee, if you're listening, fuck you.
Damn. Iggy, your thoughts?
She's like the Iago to Abby's Jafar.
Totally.
Just like,
Totally.
yeah, not as bad, but like aiding and abetting pure evil.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Abby in her talking head says that the dance concert is always stressful. So that she's like, let's have some fun. Which I love what they do. There is no fucking way this was Abby Lee Miller's idea. There's no way. But what they do is there's a dunk tank out in the parking lot, and Abby is the person in the dunk tank. The establishing shot of being outside is her feet, bare feet, in the water in the bucket. The dunk bucket is green. So it looks in fucking sane when the establishing shot hits that, like, her feet look like they're in this, like, green potion. It's so gross.
You're just like, oh, jeez.
And it's not because it's Abby's feet. It's because it's bare feet in general. Like, that is just, like, why the fuck that's crazy. But Abby's in a dunk tank, and there are two shirtless men there.
Yeah, one far more jacked than the other, but...
Did they serve a purpose? They were serving.
No.
But do we know why? No.
Yeah, why are they... Yeah, at a children's dance studio, why are there two...
I said in my notes, it's giving pit
men?
crew. It's like the pit crew on Dance Moms, where they just come in and are naked.
Yeah, except there are 11-year-olds there.
Yeah, these guys were not as scantily clad as a pit crew, but they didn't have a shirt on. And then Melissa was like, why is it that there are always hot boys where you are? I'm like, hey, Melissa.
Chill.
Your children are right fucking there. You're on your at least second man. Enough, girl. Like maybe this isn't it. The cameras are on.
Make the comment.
You can think it in your head and keep it upstairs. You do not have to say every thought you have. Ironic coming from me, I know. However,
Especially about men.
It's rude yet accurate.
Read.
Hateful yet true.
Have you ever been in a dunk tank before?
No.
It's a little fun.
In what scenario would I have ever been in a dunk tank?
I was at work and I was in a dunk tank.
Oh no. We do have one, but no.
So it was like end of year celebration kind of thing last year.
Was it just a wet T-shirt contest? And they were like, be in a dunk tank.
No. A bunch of several different staff members got in it. And we all had scheduled slots. I was in there twice as long as anyone else because I was getting bullied by some of the staff members, teenage children that came in. And these kids are baseball players, and they're just humming them in there, dunking me over and over and over again. But it was really funny, though. I wore a swim cap and goggles because I thought it'd be funny.
Well, right, yeah. You got to lean into the bit a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
There's a sign that says it's $10 a dunk for Abby. Clock it fully clothed, which I just thought was funny. For her Mother's Foundation ? Don't know if that ever amounts to anything, but that's what it says on the board. Maddie has the first throw, and Melissa is yee, so excited. She completely brick to the wall.
Misses by a couple feet.
Misses. Chloe goes next. Chloe misses. Kendall hits the top of the sensor, so it doesn't actually happen.
You gotta actually push it forward.
Right, and then all the girls
then Nia leads the
charge.
Oh
yeah, and they all rush and press the button, and then Abby goes in.
That also happened to me. Whenever a kid would miss 2 in a row, they would just run over, pretend they're picking up the ball, and just hit it anyway.
Well, right.
I would always act like, oh, who could have seen this coming? And I'd make a big show of it.
And then Kendall, in her talking head, has a really upsetting canned line that a producer told her to say about Abby being a sea creature. And then Abby stands up in the dunk tank.
Release the Kraken.
Yeah, kind of. Abby gets up from the dunk tank and she's like, you better have your ass in gear at the dance concert tonight, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
After that's over, Abby is talking to the girls. So they're at whatever school where they're having this dance concert thing, and all of her students from the whole studio are sitting on the stairs like the Von Trapp children, and Abby's talking to them about this is what I'm looking for, specifically this team, you're about to go to nationals, this is what I'm looking for from you all specifically, whatever. She's like, it's a lot in the show. She's talking about what it means basically to be a director. She's like, I talk to the lighting person, I talk to the sound person, I make notes, I call the shots, basically what it's like to work in any sort of live theater.
She's just stroking her own ego. Look how in charge I am.
Yeah, and she says the show's extremely professional. All right.
It isn't.
Okay.
No, it isn't.
Hottest ticket in town, allegedly. Where also
Did you just say? Oh, hottest ticket.
also Alaska is in Pittsburgh, so there's no Alaska Thunderfuck 5000.
Right.
So obviously not the hottest ticket in town. That would be a ticket to Alaska's show. Iggy, stop farting.
4 consecutive audible
I
farts.
know, dude. I told you her farts have been diabolical.
I'm surrounded by 2 of the gassiest people I know.
Yeah, but I don't fart like
Yeah,
that.
yours is coming out the top, hers is
Yeah.
coming out the bottom.
Ig. That's insane. She like levels small villages with her farts.
Dude, you gotta get her a new blanket because this thing's gonna go bald soon.
I know.
I'm gonna
No,
fart the
literally.
fur right off of it.
In that face too of like, what? Sorry.
Just like, yeah, and what?
Damn, that's crazy. So we're in the green room next, and Christy is kind of talking to Chloe about her foot, and she like says it's swollen, and she's trying to put her foot in her point dance shoe, and it's like kind of tough because it's
Yeah.
like swelling up a lot. And
The
Chloe,
thought there, it seems like if you keep everything like real compact, if you can get it into the shoe, it'll just be like held in one place and it won't hurt as badly.
Sure.
I think.
Yeah, and like, can she still dance, or is it that swollen?
Yeah.
And Chloe's like, I just don't want to ruin anything for anybody. I do want to be able to go to nationals. And Christy's like, yeah, your dumb mother got you kicked out of nationals last year. Which
Also, after she says that, well, which is a little bit accurate, I guess, but after she says, I don't want to ruin it for everyone, Melissa weirdly swoops in and is like,
You won't.
listen, Abby can reblock it. You're not ruining anything for anyone. You should think about next week. That's the time that really matters.
Sure, but like, Melissa, you're speaking from a place of insanely different experience. Like, I don't know. I think
But she's right.
No, I agree, but I think that hearing something like that from someone like Melissa who doesn't have to worry about that, to me, if I were Chloe, would seem disingenuous. Like, it's easy for someone like Melissa to have that perspective. You've never had to worry about this before.
I don't know that Chloe in this
probably
moment is like thinking about that.
She's like 12, so
I
probably
think she
not.
needs to hear like the good logical thing. Doesn't
Sure.
matter who it's coming from.
Sure, that's fair.
She just needs to hear the right thing.
Her mom is like, yeah, your dumb mom got you kicked out of nationals last year, and we flash back to Leslie trying to beat the fuck out of Christy in New Orleans.
Dude, that was might
bad.
be either the craziest or like top 3 craziest episodes on Dance Moms that I've seen.
For sure.
Like, yeah, Chrissy kind of like throws a drink at her, and then, oh my god,
Leslie,
a producer
like,
comes
throws
running
a
in out of
haymaker. Yeah,
nowhere.
it's nuts.
Yeah, I feel like Leslie knows how to punch.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And Chloe is like adamant with her mom that she wants to dance. She's like, if it is possible, I do not want to take myself out of the running for nationals. If I can, I want to.
Yeah, and Christy then is like, well, like, what do you think we should do or whatever? Like, Christy, you're the parent.
Yeah.
It's what do you think we should do? You're
Right.
the responsible one. You know the answer. You know Chloe wants to dance.
So stupid.
Good
I hate
God.
when parents ask their kids parent questions. That's so annoying.
Yeah, they're not in the right. Speaking of mindsets or motivation or whatever, they're not in the right space to make a good decision for this.
Right.
They're not going to make the smart decision.
Right. We're 2 days out from the dance concert. We go back to the studio and we find out that Chloe went to the doctor and there is a really small fracture. And the doctor's like, she's not out of the running for nationals totally, but she does need to rest.
She needs to rest for at least a week, and that is indicative that Christy actually did make the good decision.
Yes.
And took Chloe to the doctor
have
right
been
after
way
she said, "What do you
worse.
think we should do?" And then Christy was probably like, "Yeah, I get
should go to
that.
the
We should
doctor."
probably just go check
Yeah.
anyway."
Yeah,
so
just
that's
to be
good.
safe. Yeah. Jill's talking to Kendall about what she wants to do for her 45-second audition. So, and we get like a montage of Nia, Cameron, and Kendall all talking to their moms about what they want to do for their, solo, and their moms giving them a pep talk and like, this really matters, and, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I liked what Jill had to say to Kendall, because Kendall, like, she asks, and Kendall says, "I want to do applause," and Jill's like, "Yeah, I think that's like maybe more dynamic than some of the lyrical pieces the other girls will." So like, they're
Sure.
actually
You're a standout.
they're talking
Yeah.
shop. Yeah.
Mackenzie's doing a number called Out of My Mind. Nia is picking the Maya number, obviously.
Yeah.
Sarah's going to do something that's called On My Own. And there's a talking head of Christy saying that she's going to leave it in the Lord's hands, which is also, it's the exact same thing as saying let go and let God, which
Yeah.
I have always said that let go and let God is the Christian version of fuck bitches get money.
It is not that.
It is.
No,
It is
no, it's
to me.
not.
It is in my
No,
brain.
it's not.
Cameron picks something called Fate. Jill and Christy smell a stunt in this, like, in general. Christy says that Cameron's mom shouldn't do, like, what they're all, like, sitting up in the Lido deck. And Christy's like, you are here to be direct competition to my daughter, but my daughter already beat your daughter. So why are you here?
Right.
I'm going to be really honest. I do not agree with Christy in this moment.
I don't either.
What do you want her to do? Say no to an opportunity? Like, for the sake of a kid that's not hers? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
How dare you not put the preferences of us stranger moms over the
Who
needs
are
of your
very
own daughter?
mean to you. Every
Yeah.
time you show up, we yell at you. How
Yeah.
dare you not care about our kids more than you care about your own? And Cameron
Well,
is...
the other kids don't give. That's the thing. The kids don't give a shit.
Right.
It's the moms that
It's the
give a
moms
shit.
that give a shit,
So how dare
exactly.
you not give us preference over your own
Exactly.
daughter?
Yeah, you idiot.
You mom.
Yeah, it's like this whole argument seems very like silly to me. And Cameron's mom says, "Well, like it's good that she's here because it looks like Chloe's hurt," and that pisses Christy off. She's like,
Yeah.
"Don't say that about my daughter." Blah blah blah. And then they're going back and forth. Cameron's mom says that Christy's acting like an idiot. True. But then Christy says that Cameron's mom is dirt under her
She's
shoe.
filth on the bottom of a shoe.
Girl, that's crazy. That seems a little dramatic.
What I found also, I don't know if you caught this during that argument in the Lido deck, but Christy accuses Jody. She says, "You're doing the same thing as that one," and points at Melissa, and basically
yeah,
says, like,
compares
you're
her to
propping
Melissa.
up your child on the back of others.
Not
Or whatever.
Those two things are so different.
Very
to me.
different. And
Yeah.
also, Melissa's just over there like, the fuck did I do?
Catching strays. She's
Yeah.
like, the fuck did I
mean,
do? I
she
didn't do
deserves
anything."
it, but not today.
I mean, rightly so, but like, damn, yeah. We cut to a commercial and we come back and we're seeing the group rehearsal and Chloe is in the corner with the boot on her foot.
That's her in the
This
corner.
is when the tomfoolery and fuckery begins with Abby's rollers. She comes in and I know that the people who use rollers in the audience ship know what I'm talking about. They're Velcro rollers that you have to use a flat metal clip with every time, or else it'll fall out. They should stay on your hair for like an hour max. They are strapped the fuck to this woman's scalp. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. So she comes in with rollers. She goes upstairs. Also, it looks like when she walks upstairs with the rollers in the first time, her hair is wet.
Yeah.
No, those Velcro rollers are for the blowout. And after you get your hair blown out, then you put them in those rollers. If you're looking for something to put your hair in when your hair is wet, A, you shouldn't do that. Terrible for your hair. It's going to break off. And then B, you should use a sponge roller so it absorbs. But that Velcro, that's not going to do shit for you. That's going to be flat as fuck.
Yeah, Abby.
Yeah, Abby.
You idiot.
Idiot. Yeah, literally. She goes upstairs in the fuck-ass rollers. And she asks Christy what the tea is about Chloe's foot. And Christy whips out the x-ray and she's like,
so
it's
initially,
in her foot.
Well, initially Christy's like, yeah, she's hurt. She has a thing in her thing. And then Abby's like, well, just tape the toes together.
Yeah, and she's like, no, it's up in the foot
And
part,
Christy's
not
like,
the toe
no,
part.
for real. And then she shows her the x-ray. And
Yeah.
Abby, through like borderline clenched teeth, she's like so defeated. She's
don't
like,
want it to get worse.
she's like, well, okay, we don't want to injure it further.
Yeah.
We want her to get better, not worse.
Yeah.
She's like someone's holding a gun to her head,
Yeah.
making her
being
not
like, you
be
can't
mean to
physically
Chloe.
hurt this child.
Yeah.
Abby in her talking head says like 1 week's not enough to heal the foot, but like we'll see what this means for her for nationals.
Holly then adds that she's upset that the girls aren't like resting and preparing for like nationals. They're learning an entire
new
for their
number.
for their 45-second solos.
Yeah.
They're learning a whole group number. Like,
For no reason. There's no competition.
she's like, why are we doing this? This could be better served as time. Like,
not the most economic use
Yeah.
of time. Yeah.
right.
We reblock the group number, and Abby also pulls out Sarah so that it's a more balanced look, because if you take out one person on one side, you have to take out another person on the other side.
Yeah, it's just sheer numbers.
And then we get into this whole thing with Christy.
well,
Because
shockingly,
she sees Sarah be taken out, and she's like, absolutely the fuck not on my
well,
watch.
this was her first thing she said all episode, and I was like, wow,
Right.
you made it a good while, huh?
Yeah, true. And Jill is like, you know what, Christy? You ought to go down there. Tell Abby how you really feel. And she's like, you know what?
This
I am.
is
She's
how-
like, you should. But I'm like, this is how wars get started.
This is
Don't
also
do
this is also how the moms have been getting rid of all of the new moms. They've
like,
said
let's
this is
see
like
which
the
one's
third.
dumb enough to.
They've said this is like the third one they've sent down the last
Yeah.
4 or 5 episodes. Like, hey, you
Her
should go tell
to
Abby that. And
the
yeah,
beast.
like
Yeah,
Jeanette is
exactly.
gone and Christy's gone. There was
Kira's
another one.
gone.
Exactly.
Leslie's gone. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, they specifically sent down like, hey, you should go tell her
You
that.
should go tell her how you feel.
Yeah, tell
Maybe
her.
she'll care. No.
No, she will not. And the funny thing is, Jill's like, just stay calm.
Yeah.
Don't.
She says, don't bring up what's fair. Abby doesn't give a
Yep.
shit about what's fair.
Yeah, which
Good
great
point.
call, Jill.
Yeah, great point.
She's learning a little more how to play the game, clearly.
And Christy obviously goes down there, and her perspective is, you've taken my daughter out because she's not talented, and I'm here to tell you that's not the case. And Abby's perspective is, I have taken her out because it makes the group number uneven, or even for her to be there, and it shouldn't be. There should be an odd number.
It does suck for Sarah, who has
But
now
that's just how it goes.
gotten removed from the dance
Right.
3 separate times.
But then Abby has all the girls wave at Sarah, and they're like, she's
That
like,
was
say
crazy.
bye. Like, that sucks. That's
Yeah, it sucks.
super fucking
You know what else
mean.
sucks? What's strange to me is how Christy, like what reminded me of this is, I think Jill said, hey, Christy, you should go down there and calmly blah, blah, blah. Like, she responds to Christy. She knows and likes the nickname.
Yeah.
And as a religious person, isn't that taking the Lord's name in vain?
Yes.
Cool. Shouldn't
Yeah.
she know that?
Yeah.
Great.
She should be, if she's a God-fearing Christian, she should be uncomfortable with the idea of being compared to God, because Jesus didn't even like that comparison when he was alive. That's like a whole thing in the Bible about he didn't consider equality with God to be something to be grasped.
It's
So
almost like she's a hypocrite.
it's almost like,
Interesting.
yeah, it's almost like there's something to explore there. Oh no, I lost my place in my notes.
Oh, no. So, yeah, they
Where
wave.
are you in your notes?
So they wave at her. Sarah's, of course, crying. They're right outside the door.
Oh,
and,
yeah, there we go.
And Christy tells her, don't let Abby squash you down. Go back in there and dance. Still making the wrong argument. And Sarah clearly understands, like,
Yeah.
Mom, she literally says, let it go.
Sarah is begging to go home.
She's like, Mom, just literally let it go. The moms up in the Lido can hear, and they're clearly uncomfortable.
yeah.
Christy then
She's
says,
like, get back in there,
and Sarah's like, I don't want to. And Christy says, then why are we even here?
Another
And
instance
Sarah's like,
of asking
because you're making me.
yeah, another instance of asking an adult question of a child, which is really annoying.
Yeah, so insane.
And then she goes upstairs, and Christy's like, well, I just don't know what we're supposed to do. And
well,
the
she
moms are
forced
like,
her back in.
yes. And she's like, I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. And the moms are like, leave.
Yeah,
what you're
listen
supposed
to your
do
daughter.
is leave and go home. She doesn't want to be here. And she's like, well, your kids cry all the time. And the moms are like, no. But our kids are not begging to be released. They're crying, but they still want to be here.
Right.
Yours is not doing that, so it's not the same.
Yeah.
And no one's doubting that your kid can do it. It's a numbers thing, Diva. That's literally all it is.
yeah, Christy says, like, you're kind of making this about yourself by forcing her to go in there, which maybe not. It seems like Christy, like, wants her to prove to herself, like, Sarah, prove to yourself and to Abby that you can do this. But again, she's having the wrong argument.
Yeah.
Christy then walks out and says, just keep talking about me more. I don't even care. And right then, Melissa turns and goes, that's the devil.
Yeah.
What are you talking about,
I think
Melissa?
that's out of context. I think that's from
It
something
is,
else.
but fuck you, Melissa.
Whatever the context was, fuck you anyway.
Yeah, any chance I have to hit on Melissa, I'm going to take it.
We cut to a commercial.
Commercial!
And then we come back, and the moms are like, we're at the school where they're doing the dance concert. And the moms are getting their girls ready for the 45-second solo audition things. Abby's like really busy, and she's like, I don't want to see them, whatever. All the moms are like really supportive of their children, but Melissa in her talking head is like, I am nervous about Mackenzie because she sucks.
Yeah.
Kind of makes me giggle a little bit.
You're only slightly paraphrasing.
Right.
While Abby is away, Gia pokes her head in and says, hey, Maddie, are you going to help with the music? And Maddie very quickly says, like, yeah, Chloe and I are going to do it. Like, Gia just
I missed that.
Gia just totally forgot that, like, Chloe also needs something to do. I can't just go to our star pupil, Maddie. Like,
yikes.
Chloe can also help with that. She's not dancing.
That poor child.
Yeah, just it's that is a microaggression.
No,
That's
totally.
what that is.
Totally. I lost my spot again.
Oh my God. Will you
okay.
get it
Sorry.
together?
Sorry, it's because it doesn't matter. Holly.
You're slowly scrolling through Hassan Piker Thirst
No,
edits while we're
I'm not.
recording the
I
episode.
tap the screen and then it jumps all the way to the bottom because it thinks I'm about to type something, and then I have to find my spot again. Keep talking.
Are you in Google Docs?
No, I'm in the Notes app on my phone
Oh,
because I take notes on my computer.
Yeah, so do I.
Oh, I have a Mac, so I use my Notes app on my Mac, and it syncs up to my phone.
What a weirdo.
Um.
So yeah, it's just clear that Gia doesn't give a fuck about Chloe.
Oh,
just
they're
like,
still at the studio. They're not at the school. I was wrong. They're still at the studio.
Oh, I didn't even hear you say that, to be honest with you. But Gia pokes her head in, and it's just like more indication that like Abby is really doing a number on Gia, and so
Yeah.
that's why fuck Gia.
For sure. Holly in the Lido deck notes that the concert is higher stakes and is more stressful because of this like weird attachment to Abby's mom.
I love that you're continuing to say concert.
I'm doing it for you, dear. Don't ever say
that.
I didn't do nothing nice for you. Christy in her talking, it says that it's, quote, annoying and hurtful that Cameron is here in the first place.
Shut up.
Christy, with peace and love, shut up.
Listen, we got some tea about Chris T from one of our listeners. That was a god tier eye roll. But so like we know that she's got some shit going on right now.
Sure.
Yeah, all that. But like, stop being an asshole.
But like, that's not the hill to
Just
die on.
chill.
Yeah. Then we go to the dance concert. It's also,
No.
she says, what?
I noticed. Wait, there's some more stuff. So they go into the moms all go into the mirror room where the girls already are. Holly gives like a motivational speech to the girls because like if anyone's gonna talk, it's going to be Holly. She kind of like pumps them up. We then go through like a little montage of their solos. Jody in her talking head says it seems like everyone kind of thinks that Cameron's the favorite to be the next one, so she's like, I'm just gonna own it. Which I mean as a
fair
mom,
enough,
wouldn't you?
yeah.
Yeah, Melissa in her talking head also says, yes, Mackenzie sucks. She's like, she needs to work harder. And she's like watching Mackenzie do her solo, and she looks like visibly upset.
Yeah.
Just like looking down the slant of her nose, just
Gross.
disgusted at her.
Gross.
What does that mean where looking down it just goes pathetic?
Yeah,
What
no,
is that?
literally. I don't know, but I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about. That's
it's
Melissa.
that. That's Melissa about her own.
Oh, that is also part of Devil Wears Prada.
No, I think it's animated.
It's
maybe.
you're thinking of the one where she looks at Anne Hathaway and she gives her one of these, and then she goes, "That's all." Oh yeah. Yeah. Terrifying. Okay, then we cut to the Abbey Lee Dance Company dance concert, and they do declare that the year is 2014. 2014, miss you bad, girl. Ugh, miss 2014. Girls are in the green room getting ready, and they are wearing these like one-piece black like unitards for their like thievery number, and they walk out and they go like this.
Chloe introduces them. They're behind a curtain. She says, "Now presenting the cat burglars," and throws the curtain
like,
back. And they walk out in just like the most
yeah.
cartoony,
Hilarious.
sneaky way. Yeah, that was really funny.
And then this is my first note, or my second note, where I say, "Are we at the show or the rehearsal?" Abby still has her rollers in. The inconsistency of the rollers continues.
They've been in all day.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. We cut to a commercial. We come back and we see the heist number. I have in my notes, because Abby's up in the light booth in the theater. Why? And allegedly this is a performance. Why the fuck does she still have those fuck-ass Velcro rollers in her hair? I don't fucking get it. Then I have in my notes, this must be rehearsal footage. We find out later this number and all of the 45-second solos were before the dance concert. So raise your hand if you know what the fuck the point of any of this was. Great. Awesome.
I don't know. What
It's
I do
crazy.
know is that when the girls did the group dance, Chloe was watching with a smile, and then a single tear rolled out of her eye.
I'm sobbing.
Good
My heart
Lord, man.
shattered. And she keeps crying. They keep cutting to her, and
That
the tears
poor
have
girl,
accumulated.
man.
It's so sad.
That poor girl. In her talking head, Chloe even mentions like it was hard
She's like,
watching.
this sucks.
Yes.
Yeah.
No kidding.
And she says it's extra hard because Cameron's here. Like, she also calls it out, which
Yeah.
that might have been fed to her, but that is what she says.
Yeah.
Okay, we're in the green room again, and Chloe asks the girls like if they're nervous about their 45-second solos, and Nia is like,
An
"Fuck
absolute
yeah,
queen.
I'm nervous." She says, "It doesn't matter if I do my very best or if I am the best. Abby's just gonna pick whoever she wants."
Well, she didn't even say it necessarily about her. She's like, it doesn't matter if you win. It's because Abby's just going to pick her favorites.
Well, right.
She's like, it's not necessarily who did the best. She's just going to pick her favorites.
gonna
And
pick
that's
her
it.
favorite.
And I wrote in my notes, period.
Period. Maddie, Cameron, Kendall.
Abby, wait, hold on. Abby then says, she comes in and she's like, what happens in the next few minutes could change your life.
Wait, who says that? Abby?
Abby.
So in the wings, Maddie, Cameron, and Kendall are like hanging out in the wings, and Kendall brings that up and says, this is the most important 45 seconds, and Maddie says, of your life, and Kendall cuts her off and says, your dance life, not
like
your
our
life. Which, period,
That
that's
really-
a great
that really made
point.
me laugh.
Not of your life.
Maddie's
just of
like,
your
no,
dance life.
This is our. What
Maddie's
do you mean,
like, what do you mean dance?
What do you mean those are different?
This is my life.
What do you mean? Yeah, you're
what
saying
do you mean?
like those are two separate things.
So crazy.
I don't get it.
Nia goes first. I love that the number she connected with the most, and the number that was the most successful for her was the number about strength.
Yes.
Slay. Love.
What? I will say this. No, never mind. I'll get to it in a second because I have
Okay.
it later in my notes.
Kendall goes next. Abby's still in rollers. I'm pissed.
Dude, Kendall did I actually watched these dances because they're so short. Kendall did a turn at the beginning, and she fucking crushed it.
Yeah. Kendall's getting really good.
Yeah,
girl.
like that. I was like, oh.
Yeah, girl. It's crazy.
Oh.
And then Mackenzie goes next, and she kind of overshoots a side aerial, and she almost falls, but she catches herself. But
Yeah.
Abby is, like, furiously scribbling notes, like,
Yeah.
freaking out. And Mackenzie walks by Maddie and Kendall after she's done, and she's acting, like, kind of pissy. And then what ensues is what I can only describe as older sister, younger sister.
Yeah.
Sorry. The younger sister, me, thinks that her older sister, who's better at everything than she is, my sister, is making fun of her, and so she starts to cry, and then she smacks her, me.
Well, sort of. She
That's just
comes
how
off
it
stage,
goes.
and Mackenzie comes off stage, and she's like, "I messed up." And Mackenzie says, Maddie's like, "Well, no, you didn't." And Mackenzie's like,
Yes, I
"Yeah,
did."
because I looked up and I saw your face when I messed up." And Maddie
you're making a face. She's like,
and you're
"I'm not
making
making a
Well,
face."
Maddie kind of like chuckled and was like, "Oh, like
Yeah,
oops."
it's like,
and
sorry.
then Mackenzie pinches her, and
Yeah,
Maddie
and
pinches
they
her
start
back.
smacking each other.
Yeah, very, very older, younger
Yeah,
sibling.
that's literally it. That's still my dynamic with my sister. We cut to a commercial, and when we come back, Cameron goes next. She had a sloppy turn at the beginning, but Abby is in the booth with Gia, with the curlers in. And she's like, oh, I can see her facial expressions from the lighting booth.
She
She
says
plays to the back of the house. Like, oh my God, so thrilling. God's gift to facial expressions. Slay.
And so, like, that's the performance aspect can really cover up, like, technical issues.
Yeah.
And that is actually good, not that she's giving it to her, but that is good, like, feedback.
Yeah.
That, like, play to the back of the house is good. And that's hard to
Yeah.
teach to kids who are practicing in front of a mirror that's 8 feet in front of them.
Right. Or for
on
a
a daily
camera.
basis. And for Cameron to, like, project like that, that is good. That is
Right.
that is a talent.
Totally. Christy and Chloe are in the green room kind of talking about how they feel weird about just like the whole thing and, you know, just like being left out in general. And Chloe says in her talking head that she's going to dance at nationals even if it's not heeled. She's like, I don't give a fuck. I want to dance. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, watching makes her want to dance even more.
Yeah. And Abby and all the moms and all the girls are in the green room and they're kind of talking about their results. And Abby like hands them. Well, she prefaces her feedback by saying she wants the best shot for winning at nationals. And then she gives out this like handwritten scribbled feedback. And then she says, I need to leave and get ready. I need to take out my rollers. And I'll see you after the show. Which is when we find out that all of this was bullshit. And no, there's literally no audience. That was just like out of context B-roll. In between shots.
I actually was... wait, does that mean was there applause after each dance?
No, it would have been a track.
That's what I'm saying.
Put it in post. Yeah.
I don't remember if it was there, but
I don't think
then
so.
if it was, that would have had to have been a
canned.
track. I thought I heard it, but
I hate it.
it would have been a track. That's hilarious.
So annoying. And Abby in her talking head says that she wants to think before she says anything about placements and solos to the moms.
Yeah, she's like, I don't want to make a hasty decision and then just blurt something out in front of the moms. I was like,
Okay, switch up of the century.
what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you mean everything
Where's
you've
that
ever done
attitude
ever?
been for the last like 5 seasons?
Jesus
What the
Christ.
hell? Christy, nosy bitch, asks Cameron's mom what Cameron's critiques were. And Cameron's mom is like, well, I'm not really seeing anything in here about like how she needs to be better at turning or whatever.
They're like, is there anything about how she missed the turn at the beginning?
No.
And Jody was like, no, I'm not seeing anything. She's kind of got doctor's handwriting, but I can't really tell. And then Holly and Jill are both just like,
The fuck is going
Like,
on
of
here?
course.
Yeah.
like the most obvious mistake ever. Any other kid would have gotten that feedback.
Yeah.
And then Christy's like, listen, the favoritism is crystal clear.
Yeah, she's like, Nia's chances aren't great.
Abby
getting
sees,
solo at
Holly
nationals.
says that, and then Abby just kind of sees what she wants to see.
Yeah.
There's
and
an
Nia,
obvious mistake. She's like, I don't see that because I
No.
want Cameron to do well.
and Nia, sweet baby, starts crying. And she's like,
Yes.
it just makes me sad. Like, I'm doing my best. I feel like I really turned the party last week, and now it doesn't matter. And it feels like it was for nothing. But then,
Well,
Christy...
before we get to that,
Oh.
what I'll say about Nia is it feels, because she's like never had success.
Right. Oh, sorry.
It's like a bad stand-up comic who finally tells a really good joke.
Wouldn't know anything about being a best
And
stand-up
then-
comic, but all right.
Mike's you're sitting. That's an appropriate response to that joke. But who like eventually gets one joke and
Yeah.
then that just like becomes their whole thing. Well,
Yeah.
eventually it gets stale.
Yes.
And so you're trying to tell the exact same heavy hitter joke that you told last week. You didn't quite deliver it in exactly the same
Yeah.
way, and everyone's already tired of it.
Yeah. Totally.
And so
I
like
get
the
it,
fact,
but like,
and so she's like, but this was the thing that worked, and now it's not working, and she's like confused by
but
that.
it worked because it was
because
so
it was
rare.
like it was new and fresh and rare,
Yeah.
yes.
I get
And now your
that.
time,
I
your
just
time
hate
has
seeing
passed.
Nia cry.
I do too. This
makes
it
me
was
so
very sad.
And Christy's talking to Nia. Holly is also standing right there. Holy Christ!
Good God,
sorry.
lady.
And Christy says, "I know what," she says to Nia. "I know I don't count, and I know I'm not deciding who's going to nationals, and I know that the injustices of the world are not fair." Real
Well,
as fuck.
before that, she says she says, now Nia, I turned to Holly
Yes,
during
yes.
the dance, and I said, Nia did
Nia
the
did the
best.
best.
And Holly was like, she did say that.
And then she has this little thing, and then it's like Christy's just being very sweet to her, and she says, "After all, you are your mother's daughter."
Yeah, she says the injustices of the world aren't fair, but that doesn't take anything away from you. You're your mother's daughter. Chin up and go out there and do better than you ever have.
Reminding
Dude, the respect
Girl.
that everyone has for Dr. Holly
Girl.
is awesome. It's so good.
reminding myself I am my mother's daughter. Hey, that cures me of every problem ever. That's awesome. I love that. The girls go out after after this moment in the green room for like a company like curtain call, and then they have like a memorial dinner at somewhere for Abby's mom with like a bunch of people. I'm assuming like students and parents and stuff. Abby mentions that her mom's last words were to Melissa. She reminds us of that. So fucking sick. I hate that.
Melissa's crying
Like
already.
I cannot stand it.
Yeah.
And she's like giving really emotional comments about her mom, and she's saying like people will not say nice things about me when I die the
That
way that
was
they
funny.
did about my mom. Funny and accurate.
Yeah, and very
Very
self-aware.
true,
Yeah,
yeah.
she's like, everyone says my mom made the world a happier place. The same won't be said about me, and people chuckle.
True.
And she's like, and that's because her dance shoes are too big to fill.
Sweet.
No, it's because you're awful, Abby.
Well, yeah, her dance
both-
shoes are too
both
big
are
to fill,
probably
but also you fucking suck.
yeah, you have the tiniest feet ever in that respect.
Yeah, fair enough. And then that's the end of the episode, and we
Hell yeah.
have 2 Nationals episodes. It's a 2-parter for Nationals
Oh, shit.
that we will record in 2 episodes of the pod. Don't worry.
Hell yeah. Wow, that was great timing.
Okay. Oh my god, we're so fucking back. What's your song of the week, bruh?
It's Vox Populi by 30 Seconds to Mars.
Ooh, 30 Seconds to Mars is a good group.
It's off the This Is War album, and they're just like, it's just
You're
good.
gonna pull my rug up if you keep doing that with your foot. Look,
That feels like a
pulling it off the floor.
feels like a euphemism.
no,
but
you're scrunching it up off the floor, you freak. Do you want to talk about it or no?
no, it's a good. Oh, actually, I can. We did part of a when I taught at Lebanon. I designed a marching band show that was like,
Period.
yeah, it was called Vox Populi, and
There you go.
it like
Is that
centered around this
Latin?
song. Yeah,
Italian?
Voice of the People.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was a good one. That's all I got.
I had to take a swig of that.
Oh yeah, get ready for a belch in the next 20 to 30 seconds, everyone.
Rude yet accurate. My song of the week is kind of twofold. The first is a song that
Twofold.
is not out right now, which makes me sad.
All right.
But it's Chance the Rapper did a performance of a song called Space and Time on an episode of The Voice recently. I cannot stop listening to the YouTube video. You can't make me. I'm going to keep listening to it. It's
No, Amanda,
so
please
good.
stop listening to it.
It's so good, dude.
Think-
I'll pull that shit up in my car and just I'll just be on the TikTok video that he posted of him singing it on The Voice, listening to it. It's so good. My real actual song of the week is the live version of the song "You" by Miley Cyrus from her Attention show. The album art is a cover. The cover is her bare ass, so I can't put it
Yeah,
on
it
the
is.
screen. But emphasis on the but. It's a great song. Miley Cyrus came out with a new album this week that I have not listened to yet because she is coming out with a an album, like a visualizer that's playing in theaters in June, and I'm going to wait until I see the movie and then listen to the album. And it has been very difficult because I love Miley Cyrus so much.
I have an honorable mention also.
Okay.
It's at Fat Bottom. One of my buddies came over.
Sure.
He and his wife were with us, and they have 3 children.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just talking about like just parent stuff.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, we listen to certain like music in the car. The kids like. He's like, kids music. Like some of it's actually
Crazy.
good, and some of it's
sure.
totally insane. But he was like, one song that my 3 kids all have loved recently is the song "Shell Shock" from the Ninja Turtles movie.
Well,
He's like,
yes.
and he goes, I'm not gonna lie to you, it kind of goes hard. It's Juicy J, Wiz Khalifa, and Ty Dolla $ign.
Oh my God, I love
it
Ty
goes
Dolla
hard.
$ign.
Like it actually.
Wait, that actually is
and
kinda
so
tough.
as we were about to leave Fat Bottom, he's like, y'all need to like cue that song up and put it on when you're driving home.
That's awesome.
And I did, and it kind of
You're
goes
like,
hard.
all right, this kind of fucks
I'm not
a
adding
little
it to
bit.
the playlist, but
Sure,
like,
yeah. Like
Shell Shock
honorable
from the
mention.
Ninja Turtles.
I feel like I have cracked the code on my gym playlist. My gym playlist is dope.
it is going to wear out.
I know, but
You
like,
need to-
but
you
I
need to,
love
like,
it
rotate
today, and
in.
that's what matters.
Yes, and I would recommend either slowly rotating in and out certain songs, or I have just like a few separate playlists that I'll listen to. I'll just be like, I don't really feel like listening to this one. I don't really feel like listening to that one.
I
That's why
skip
got this
around a
other one.
little for sure.
Yeah.
Recently I have added "Buy You a Drink" because
Oh,
that song's
yeah.
awesome. It's a good mix of
take you home
like songs that make me feel like a baddie, and then songs that make me feel like I'm glad to be alive. "Buy You a Drink" is one of them. T-Pain, when he says "I'm T-Pain, you know me," I'm like, fuck yeah, I do. I'm like, I love that song, and I love T-Pain, and I love Ty Dolla $ign. Follow us on Instagram if you feel like it. Our Instagram is @thepyramidpod. Our email is thepyramidpodcast@gmail.com.
We haven't read emails on like 2 episodes.
I know. They're not. It's not that they're not happening. Well, we didn't have an episode last week. I didn't read them this week.
I said the last 2 episodes.
Did
Not
we
the
not
last
read
2
emails last
weeks.
week?
It's been 2 episodes.
I thought we read.
I don't think so.
I thought we did. Well, keep sending them because I be reading them.
I want to read them.
Okay, I'll read them to you later. I'll read them to you. I'm getting hungry.
Like a bedtime
now
story?
I'm turning into you, and I'm like, I'm getting hungry. I want Mexican
Yeah,
food.
because you're lifting weights and you need protein in your fucking body, bro. Let's go.
Okay, you can follow me on Instagram if you like it. My Instagram is @notamandab_.
Mine is @Eli_Farmer_. Follow me for cake pictures.
Hey, what? Hey, really quick, what? Follow. Hey, what? Hey, huh? Follow the Pyramid Pod, our group Instagram account. Look at this tindy little edit I made of me and Eli for his birthday. Wish Eli happy birthday if you didn't already. If you didn't wish him a happy birthday, I'm in your house. If you
What?
didn't wish
Wait.
Eli a happy birthday, I'm standing outside. You know what I mean? Wish him a happy birthday or else.
Cake picture.
That's great. With peace and love. I was a little worried about what you're about to show me on your phone.
Did you see what the cake says?
You are 30. Yikes. Yes, I did see. It's funny. I liked that carousel. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, you better.
I guess that's it. We'll be back next week. Thank you so much for listening. Goodbye.
Goodbye!
Hang on, let me restart the camera.
You eat the camera.
Restart the camera. Shut up. Okay, clap.